Everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do a reading that looks at your current energy signature. What is your energetic field? What kind of aura do you have? What are you manifesting with this energy that you're holding? And any advice that wants to come through to help you get to your desired place, your desired self. So I'm going to do 3 separate groups. I think I'm going to keep these readings kind of open. We're just going to really see what comes through, and maybe the message will change a little bit. I don't know. Spirit seems to want to keep things open here, which could be a message in and of itself. Perhaps there's something with a little bit too much planning or structure, and it needs some kind of creative leeway to really grow and expand. Or there's an expectation you might have of how something should go or who someone is, or et cetera, et cetera. And it's like you just need to release a little bit and trust in your own intuition to guide you. Okay, so let's pull. I'm also getting to pull the charms for just collectively. I haven't used these in a while, so let's see what comes out. We have wish and the word some. Some wish of yours is what? Some wish of yours is coming true. Yeah. Judgment. And then we have this heart with this ring of Saturn around it. Some wish of yours can come true. But more importantly, the number 27 here, some wish of yours was heard by the divine, by spirit. And it has something to do with something that's been restricting your heart chakra, or just like doing something from the heart or feeling something. It's some restriction that's been placed upon you. You've wished for something to be lifted, and that's going to be, well, it has been heard. It has been heard. So we have a leaf here, the letter K, the letter E, cornucopia, a mushroom. There's something about expansion that's really important. Something is already expanding and you can't see it. Some networks are being formed here. I'm seeing neural networks. This could be literally like neural pathways are forming right now for you in ways that weren't there before. And I feel like this is really good. And then underground, there's also like mycelium with the mushrooms. It's like things are connecting. Souls are meeting. There's networks happening. I don't know what this is, but maybe it's the infinity sign here. Things are coming together. This is a collective message. We also have the tiger, a stag, what is this? A knight. We have the word girl. If some of you have been wishing to conceive, that looks very possible here. We also have an apple. There's something about teaching coming through, or being rewarded for your efforts for teaching. And then we have this coffin. I also feel like you have learned something about the afterlife, or you have learned something about death, integrated something about death in particular, that, yeah, the 8th house, something about your 8th house. And this is also helping to create these new neural pathways, networks. I'm hearing for your soul to flow through. Interesting. So there's new thought forms that are coming in for you, which is amazing because we manifest with the power of our heart and our mind. And your heart's being unrestricted now. Access is granted with your heart space. And then your mind is changing and shifting, which is going to inevitably manifest and create a new reality. We have Aries, but this also looks like, I don't know, it looks like a uterus to me. I just have to say. And we have the letters D, O, Z, Leo or a lion. We have a chariot charm here, a rocking horse, a cat in a moon. Yeah, let's get a couple more. I'm hearing your cat is safe. I don't know. We have a little flower charm, maybe a daisy, the letter U, and the letters T, A, and D. Okay, so let's get into the reading and see what's going on. Just as I looked up there, 5:05 now. It was 5 and now 5:05. So yeah, I feel like whatever's changed in your brain is definitely going to create a change in your external world. As within, so without. The internal is going to be reflected in the external world. This is why we have to be so careful of our thoughts and what we allow into our subconscious mind and what we say no thank you to. Okay, some of you need to create some rules around watching things or listening to things a few hours before bedtime. Like, protect your subconscious before you go to sleep, because yeah, there's messages that want to come through for you, but if fear is coming up in the subconscious while you sleep, it's going to deal with that. It's going to prioritize that conflict before you download the messages from spirit. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe that's not for all of you, but that's what I got. All right. 3 different groups. Let's see. I'm going to... Let's see, what should we do here? Yeah, let's use these cards, and I'll shuffle out 3 cards and you can choose your group based on the cards. I'll show you the cards too, so you have something to go off of. So for group 1, what energies do we have for group 1? I'm hearing this, and it may be for me or it could be for you, but I'm hearing you need a significator. And in tarot, that's often we take a card out and like that represents our energy before we do the reading, or the clairaudience energy, or the theme of the reading. I don't know. You need a significator. I don't know. Okay. So let's see. Or maybe that's about something else. But it feels like you need some direction a little bit. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. All right. I feel like these readings might blend into one another, so if you feel guided to watch more than one, then please go ahead. If not, if you don't feel like any of the cards call to you, then just don't watch the message. But yeah, you do what your intuition is telling you to do, and I'll see you in the readings. Group 1, the Scepter. So this card talks about balancing your emotions with your logic, really allowing your intellect to lead the way, especially if you're going through anything emotionally turbulent, or if there's others around you who are experiencing a lot of fluctuations in their emotions or heightened emotions. It's imperative that you stay calm and logical and rational. Okay, for others of you here, I'm hearing a penny for your thoughts. Somebody wants to know what you're thinking, or they're saying that they want to know what you think. That's the vibe. Like, I want to know what group 1 is thinking, but actually they want to know how you're feeling. Let me see, what's the guidance on that? 9 of Cups. Yeah, they want to know what you're wishing for, what your dreams and what your hopes are. But what? 10 of Swords. Hold on, let me just clarify this a little bit. And what should collective do? Answer with their thoughts or be transparent about their feelings? I don't know who this is. Maybe they're coming in for you. 4 of Pentacles and the Star in reverse. I feel like you have to kind of just protect something that you're creating right now, what you're actually feeling, and maybe even what you're thinking about a very specific situation. Could be like your political affiliation, it could be your spiritual ethos, it could be what you think of so-and-so down the block, it could be like, I don't know, somebody wants to know what you're thinking and feel. Well, they actually want to know what you're feeling, your wishes and your desires. And it's not that you can't trust this person. I don't know. That's not coming through whether you can or whether you can't. But Spirit is definitely saying, be conservative with what you say. And again, be logical and rational about how you answer. And maybe this is somebody who wants to know like what you're creating. And it's just not time for it because the ideas haven't fully germinated, or you're still cultivating them and you don't need any input right now. Or it's just none of someone's business. Okay, maybe that's a side message here for someone. So let's see what your current energy signature is. Then what's in your current energetic field, what are you desiring, what's an obstacle, and then the advice. For group 1, Spirit. Do 2 more. For group 1. There's some kind of mix-up. There's been a mix-up with something. Maybe literally, but this could also be a mix-up with like someone's confusing your thoughts for your feelings, or you are, or I don't know, something like this. Let's see. Put them face down. And I also want to get some oracle cards. We'll just pull these out at random and see if a message appears for us. Ooh, beautiful. Perceptive. It says oblivious/aware. Yeah, see, it's like you kind of have to play dumb a little bit, or just be aware of when you should lead with your heart and when you should lead with your mind. I also feel like some of you are really going through something challenging, and emotions are full of information and downloads, but there's something here where you need to sort through some ambivalence you have or some confusion you have by really putting down the facts on paper. Like maybe it's like a list of what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you really want to manifest, or what really went on in the relationship, or, you know, whatever it is. It's like you kind of need to put your thoughts in order with something. Literally, I feel like you actually have to write this down. And sometimes when I'm watching videos, it doesn't have to be tarot, it could be anything, right? And the speaker is saying, take notes, write this down. I'm like, yeah, I got it in my head. Like, but then they're always like, no, really write it down. And when I do, there's something that happens. A magic always happens. Something manifests out of that act of writing, because you are really, you know, transmuting energy. You're taking your thought forms and turning them into a material reality on paper. So there's something you need to write out for yourself. Something that's causing you confusion, or you have some ambivalence or indecision around. So you need to just write something here. That's going to help you more than you know. I also feel like there's someone who wants you to guide them and give them a resolution to their problem. This is part of your initiation, how you handle this situation. Maybe it's a client, maybe it's a friend, family member, partner. What is it that group 1 should do? Instinct. Well, follow your instinct. Anything else? Truth. Tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat something. You don't have to be overly harsh, but be truthful and honest with the actions that you think they need to take, or your advice. Okay, they came to you for a reason, and if they don't like what you have to say, then they don't have to take it. Don't be afraid to tell them what you know to be true. There's also, this is very specific and probably only for a couple of you, there's also someone here who could be playing with your emotions a little bit. or throw you, maybe they're not doing it intentionally, but they create an emotional reaction in you. And the best thing to do with this person is tell the truth, say the truth of how you feel, the truth of anything that comes up. Okay? Especially if there's someone who's a little manipulative. Because if you say something untruthful, or it's like a half-truth, or they sense that you're kind of holding back in some way about what you know, I feel like they could gaslight you in some sense. It's like if you tell the truth, there's nothing to argue with. I hope that makes sense. Anything else? The reflection in reverse and spiraling up. You are on the verge of a lucky break. Take risks and be on the lookout for a leg up. I also feel like group 1, part of your energetic signature is that you are a mirror for others. Okay, so when you're a mirror for others, you can deal with a lot of people's projections. And I feel like because you're spiraling up, you're on the verge of a lucky break, spiritually, actually. Don't let other people's projections of you and unfair criticisms of you affect you. This is where your logic comes in as well. Okay, you know the truth of who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it, and the way you're doing it. And just trust and have faith in yourself. Some people are oblivious to the truth. They often just project their desired reality onto you in order to resolve some issue that they have within them, some conflict. Okay? Also, be very wary of taking advice and criticism and feedback from people who cannot or are not doing what you are. So let's see, your energetic signature. Ooh, we have the Hangman, and it came out in reverse. So I feel like when I did this reading for myself, the Hangman was my energetic signature, which was pretty cool to see. This is a highly spiritual card. This is someone who is not afraid to be unique, independent, on the outs of the collective, you know. The Hangman is someone who's like kind of cast out because of their thoughts and their beliefs. But the Hangman doesn't care because they value their beliefs. They know they see things from a different perspective, different from the collective, that they're willing to sacrifice that kind of need to belong, need to fit in, need to be liked in order to really, you know, honor themselves and what they truly believe. And so that's for you too. But coming out in reverse, I feel like this time has already passed for you. You're ahead of me. You're ahead of the game, okay? You're ready. You're ready to do something different now. You've experienced this kind of being cast out, cast aside, maybe your family, your friends, work, in a spiritual sense. And you've really sat with what you know to be true about the world and yourself and others. And you vibe with it. You agree with your own beliefs, okay? And they are different than others. Very different. But now you're ready to reintegrate back into the collective, okay? Which doesn't mean you adopt, you know, their thoughts, their like mass psychosis, I'm hearing, okay? You don't go and you adopt their thoughts, you introduce your new beliefs, okay? You tell people what it is that you think. Maybe this is why the Logic card is coming out, or the Scepter, because people might be looking at your thoughts as an emotional reaction or stemming from some emotional situation rather than thoughts and ideas that are divinely guided or something you've really researched and worked on. Okay, so you need to understand again that projection that other people will have of you, but you're ready. Your energetic signature is, I sacrificed something in my life to gain a higher level of knowledge, and it went against what other people that I used to hang out with or used to be around, it went against what their beliefs were. But now I'm very solid, safe, and secure in myself that I'm ready to like go back in and now teach people what I know, or share what I know, or just kind of be the beacon of wisdom for others. Okay, so this is awesome. I feel like you're due for, I'm hearing respect. Some of you could have been off in your laboratory creating a new album or writing a new book, your alchemy laboratory, right? You were doing something, and now it's like you're ready to share it with the world. You're ready, okay? Even if it's a little sneak peek, it's ready. So let's see your current energetic field. What's in it? Ace of Swords. Ooh, yeah, logic, truth, communication. People want to know what you have to say. Some of you have kind of been like keeping to yourself for some time, and like somebody wants answers like, hey, group one, where you been? What you been doing? It's up to you what you want to share. Instinct, truth. Tell them the truth. I've been cultivating something. I've been creating something. I needed time alone. I needed space, whatever your truth is. Wow, the Scepter, Ace of Swords, and truth. There's a lot about communicating your truth, the truth. Realizing that, like, having a stronger conviction in what you've been doing or what you believe. Readjusting the frame here for yourself. Some of you are going to go into the limelight. That's only for some of you. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. Yes, but there are other people in your energetic field who are super indecisive and guarded, and they're not really sure which way to go. Guidance. The Hierophant, but you do. You do. You know where to go. And you could also probably give them pretty decent advice. Not everyone will take it, but you have access to divine knowledge, which the Hierophant does. There's an undertone in the reading, though, that you need to approach whatever you're doing in your life with some kind of rigor. That's it. Some kind of rigor. Like, do your research. Like, back yourself up in some way. Read more about what you're thinking. Do things properly. Set the right conditions. There's like a seriousness that's coming through here that's needed. Take your life and your path and your mission serious. Because you seriously sacrifice something to get here. And I'm also keep getting the message that there are others who are going to go against you. And who cares? Four of Swords. Don't let it bother you too much. Okay, it's good to consider what they have to say and see if it holds any weight. Is there any validity there? Is there something you need to revise? But ultimately, don't let it disturb your peace. Okay. Desiring. What are you desiring? Six of Cups. Ooh, some inner child stuff here, or maybe a soulmate, or reuniting with someone from your childhood, or a sibling. Let's see. Could be lots of things. Tell me more, Spirit, about what group one is desiring. Six of Swords. To leave the past behind. What is this? You are desiring a connection with someone or something. And it feels to me that you are desiring a connection that is definitely based on equal give and take. Okay? And maybe this is different from what you're used to. Some of you might want to fix a relationship, mend a relationship with a family member, a friend, or something like that. Move to calmer waters with this person. And you do have something to give or to say in this situation. And you're desiring for this to be well received. Okay? For others of you who do not wish to mend anything with anyone, that's okay, that's your prerogative. You are desiring a connection with someone who can leave their past in the past and that is ready to move forward on equal footing. So I'm seeing like connection definitely being a desire here. The Emperor, the Ace of Wands. Someone who also has some kind of structure, and that structure could just be their beliefs, their morals, their values. It's like someone who has a guiding light, just like you do. Someone who values truth, logic, and emotions. I want to go in further on this, though. Tell me more about the desire. Pure passion. And we have divergence in reverse. You want to connect with someone who is going to pursue their passions in life. Okay? Isn't going to diverge from that vow that they took before they came here to move forward on their path towards their passion. You are a very inspired person, but sometimes the people around you are not. They're not very dedicated to fulfilling their soul's mission. It says, do some soul searching to find your true purpose. You have a special mission to fulfill. I also see you really wanting to fulfill your mission. And this could be something that you wanted to do when you were younger, but you moved away from. Or you were convinced that you couldn't do it, you shouldn't do it because of ABC. And now you're coming back into balance and trying this thing out, starting new, starting fresh. And you're not going to abandon this path, or at least that's your desire. That's beautiful. Okay, one more. Creation. Yeah, look at this. You're creating something. Messenger. This is your confirmation to create whatever it is that you're trying to create. This could be artistically. It could be a life path. It could be really anything. Okay, but it's your confirmation is what I'm getting. This message here. If you've been like on the fence, Spirit says, yes, create it. Look at this. Betrayal in reverse, the victim in reverse, foresight and perspective. Hot damn. I felt like saying hot dog. My Nana used to say that, I think. Hot dog. Interesting. Maybe your grandparents did? Okay. Somebody said that at some point. Something about your grandparents is coming through. I don't know. Okay, I'm hearing 80. So we have the victim in reverse and betrayal in reverse, foresight, perspective. Look, you have done something pretty incredible here by using your logic and also honoring your emotions. We have perceptive and perspective. And you told yourself, like, I'm not a victim of my circumstances. They may have sucked, and maybe at one point I was victimized in a real literal way, but ultimately that's not going to shape my entire future. I'm not going to allow that to shape my entire future. I'm not going to let that betrayal turn me into someone who's powerless for all of eternity. No. I have foresight, better foresight than that. I have perspective that anything is possible. And that's why you want to connect with someone who also feels this way. So perhaps in the past or even currently, I saw 222, you've kind of been around people who were stuck in their, victim consciousness, which has a time and a place, right? Like real victimization does happen. And sometimes we need to acknowledge that we've been subjected to that kind of trauma or violence. But we also ultimately have to get out of that, through that, so that we can regain and reclaim our power. And so I see you wanting to be surrounded by people like that who feel in control of their own destiny. It says, talking to others and getting out of your bubble will help you see things differently. So there's new people here that you're desiring to connect with. So let's see what your obstacle is. 3 of Wands. Well, maybe you're waiting for something to come to you when you really should go to it. Yeah, I think you got to take some action here. What is this? 8 of Cups. Page of Swords. I also feel like you're very focused on what you're going to leave behind if you start a new chapter. That could be creating an obstacle for you, because it's like, even though you're thinking about moving forward, there is a part of your mind that is still thinking about what you're leaving behind. So that energy is going to continue to manifest. Do you know what I'm saying? 6 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. I hope you know that. Yes, you were very strong. And yes, other people didn't think you would be able to persevere and do what you're doing and sustain being on the outs, maybe with someone or with a group of people, but you did. You showed something to yourself and to spirit, and that's all that matters. Okay, so some of those feelings of maybe needing to be victorious or show someone that you won or show someone how strong you are to prove yourself, or even to be concerned about what you could be leaving behind or what's left in the past. Some of that could be an obstacle for you right now in terms of you manifesting your desires to connect with someone who is equally as powerful as you. We have Trapped here. Yeah, I feel like maybe, is it memories that are keeping you trapped, or what? Passion. Well, Spirit already said that something is ready to be put out there. Just knock. Something is ready to go out into the world. Whatever you're passionate about. Just knock. If the way seems closed, ask friends or influencers to open the door and let you in. So there's a door that you need to knock on. Or maybe you know the door, but you haven't knocked. This could be with your guides. Could be someone that could help you. Someone who's in alignment with you. You need to connect with them on some way. On some way? In some way? On some level? All right, maybe even professionally, there's somebody that you could connect with. Let's see your advice. The Lovers. Everything is cause and effect. So our reality is a bunch of effects that have been created based on the choices that we made in one way or another. Seemingly insignificant choices, small things we did, can create really big effects in our life. And once we're aware of that, we can begin to make more future focused choices with the foresight here. Like if I choose to do this today, it's going to lead me here in the future. If I go knock on that door today, maybe it won't open, but I can go back and knock again the next day. At least I knocked. At least I'm pinging and telling the universe, hey, I'm knocking. You know, there's something here I feel Spirit is saying that you need to be conscious of. Like every small decision you make is leading you somewhere. Every hour that you spend doom scrolling is creating a reality for you. Hey, I do it too. I'm guilty of it too. But this is what I'm getting, right? It's like every decision creates your reality. So sometimes you just have to say, screw it, and just do the thing that you're wanting to do. Put out the first photograph that you took recently and get some feedback. Right, put out a preface to your book, or I don't know what it is for you. Apply to the job, do the thing. And watch the effects from that decision to move closer to your divine truth play out for you. You're spiraling up. You're on the verge of a lucky break. Take risks and be on the lookout for a leg up. There is somebody in your reality that wants to come through, or who is already there, that can guide you, assist you, help you in some way. Yes, and I feel like you need to enter into some kind of connection with this person. We can do a lot on our own, but not everything. Sometimes we do need other people. The Defender, Power, some of you, if you're in some kind of legal situation, definitely I'm seeing getting advice there would be good. Door of Dreams and Otherworldly. Yeah, I feel like the door that wants to open for you, just knock, is the door of dreams. And it's something kind of like amazing. It's like almost like you can't envision it right now. But first you have to acknowledge how powerful you are to create your own reality. Make conscious decisions to defend your empowerment. And live in your truth. All right, group 1, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Group 2, I'm just cleaning up from group 1, and I'm hearing right away you don't have to stick to one thing. And I felt like I needed to tell you that right away before it slipped from my conscious awareness. Okay, so you don't need to stick to just one thing. You can change tracks, or you're allowed to change your mind, change your opinion. You're allowed to decide that you don't want something anymore, or that you do want something. It's not too late. And I feel like with the Stormcaller card, you could feel like you switching something up or changing your mind could create quite a storm for yourself, or maybe for someone else. Now, the Stormcaller, you chose this, so like, hello, hi. You're obviously very powerful and you know it. You have the ability to move energy out of like stagnation. So in your own life, when something gets stuck, I'm hearing gel. I don't know, like hair gel. Maybe it's like that feeling. Hair gel, when something gets stuck in place, yeah, you know what to do to change it. And I feel like what you do is kind of noticeable to others. Okay, this isn't some quiet transmutation or transformation. You call in the storm to create that shift, to create that change. Some of you, not all, but some of you could kind of worry about this for yourself, like, I seem to be calling in a lot of storms in my life. WTF. Yes, you are. All you have to do is find out why. Some of you need to be easier on yourself and realize that this aspect of you, the Stormcaller, is there for you. It's guiding you in some way. Your ego could sometimes get in the way and turn the storm into like a hurricane when it doesn't need to be that. Okay? Interesting energy. So let's get some more oracle cards and see what else we get for you, group 2. The storm color. I also feel like you kind of stir things up, and I don't mean this in like a gossipy kind of way, not like stirring the pot. I mean like you do a little bit of this over here, and you I don't know what it is, and you do a little bit over that there, and you know it's gonna like shake things up, and you do this so that things will be revealed. Like I'm seeing this image here of this person, and it's like they're working with the energy and they're raising the water up from the water. Oh, we had that in a reading. I can't remember which one. But you're raising the water from the sea bed. And it's like as you do that, you see all the things that have been hidden underneath. So the sea, the ocean, is often representative of our subconscious mind. So maybe you do something in your life here to create a shakeup, and like when you do that, you reveal all the subconscious beliefs you have to yourself by doing it. It's like everything becomes apparent to you. It can be quite intense. Or perhaps you show others what they're not seeing about themselves. Probably a little bit of both. I also feel like you are one of the few who understands that time is not linear, that time is a spiral, or time is malleable. You can see through, I want to say the veil, but it's not a veil. It's like you can see through obstructions. It feels like someone puts up a cement wall, but you like, so to block your view or to block a bunch of people's view, but you can see through it. It's like X-ray vision, maybe. Metaphorically. I also noticed as I was talking to you that I was like putting my hand over my mouth a lot. And I feel like this could be you knowing that you need to be very careful with what you say because your words are extremely powerful. So sometimes pausing before you speak or before you interpret something could be very useful for you. It could help you maybe control this storm a little bit more. Alignment. It says dishonest and truthful. Yeah, I feel like you call in storms to bring things back into alignment. It's like when you sense dishonesty, you call in the storm, you raise up the water, and it's like all the truth is revealed. Maybe you do this in relationships or at work or in your family or spiritually in some sense. Nirvana. Others can confuse your intentions, I feel. Reflection and perception. Group 2. You really know how to shake things up when people are getting too comfortable. And getting too comfortable in a way that they're not growing anymore or they're just stagnant in some way. And you might not even realize what you're doing. You could say one little thing and it creates this like, whoa, this emotional turmoil in someone where they all of a sudden have to start reflecting on themselves. I also feel like you're changing your own perception of your power. You're being more honest with yourself Okay, so you're checking your ego more and more. Some of the things that you're seeing about yourself might feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, knowing these things about yourself brings you a level of peace and protection. Okay, let's see. Let's get the cards out here and let's see your energy signature, your current energetic field, who's in it, what's in it, what are you desiring, your obstacle, and your advice. Yeah, look at the tower. I was just getting this vision in my head of like you on a mountain being like, I'm not going to go up on a mountain, just like sit here and like meditate, like something, I don't know. How do I explain this energy? Not that you can't do that or that you don't do that, but there's something about like you causing reactions in the universe based on your actions. And it's like you're very action oriented. And maybe this is even in your mind. It's like you create realities, but you really stir things up. And I don't think all of you realize that about yourself. But it's in the service of others, Queen of Wands. It's magic. Because the Tower card is actually a blessing. It's spirit coming in and breaking up stagnant, rigid energy. And look at this ocean. You're raising the waters up so everything can be revealed. Spirit comes in and says, no, we can't be trapped in this silo of information. I'm hearing. Interesting. We can't be trapped in this tower, in this structure anymore. It's not serving us. And you're like, yep, I see that too. Let's do this. I like it. Oh, she's got her hair like mine. Interesting reflection. Maybe you're seeing yourself reflected in something out there or in someone or something out there that you resonate with. Okay, so you're not alone. You're not the only storm caller there is. And I want to be clear, you're like doing this for divine reasons. You're guided. You're not calling in any storms for pure destruction. It's to rebuild and reveal first and foremost. I feel like you're revealing to people their false perceptions of maybe what spirituality is, or of what enlightenment is, or of who they are. Page of Cups for your energetic signature. But look, you're so unassuming. I love it. Yeah. You're unassuming. Maybe you have a quality about you where people underestimate you. That's their perception, right? And maybe that's a reflection of themselves, and you know that. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm getting that phrase, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I can resonate with that. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like people don't expect what you deliver. That's probably part of your path because you catch them by surprise with the storm caller. They didn't see it coming, and that is part of the clicking moment for them, or the awakening, or it's part of revealing something to them or even to yourself. Okay, so your energetic signature is the Page of Cups. This is also an energy that is like, well, I'm hearing willing to dance. And it reminds me of the community post I just made about 3s going into 4s. Willing to dance with the divine, willing to trust, willing to be creative it's kind of like this unrestrained energy. It's like nothing's going to stop me from doing what I love or pursuing, what I'm interested in. And others might think you're naive or immature, something like that. But that's actually like a cloaking and a shielding for how powerful you actually are. So let's see what's going on in your current energetic field. Damn, we got the Emperor and the Three of Swords. Who's this now? There's lots of different stories coming up here. King of Pentacles at the bottom. I'll tell you a few of the things I'm getting, but you can translate this energy in any way that resonates with you. There's someone who holds a lot of power as you see it or as they see it. Maybe they're very strategic about things. And they create a lot of pain and suffering in their wake. And this could be the person who underestimated you. They're still in your energetic field in some way. Why? The moon. Well, they could, the Tower, because you had quite an effect on them. Okay? When you called in the storm, they weren't expecting it. Queen of Swords, you revealed a harsh truth in doing this. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like well, let's see. There's other stories here. Hold on. The Emperor, the Hierophant. This person. Well, I'd like to say they've learned their lesson. They haven't. The Hierophant and the Three of Cups. I feel like they're still justifying whatever heartache, heartbreak, mental anguish they cause. And they could be causing this out of their own mental anguish. Okay? Whatever heartache, Three of Swords situation they caused, they're still finding reasons to justify themselves. Regardless, though, you've created an impact here. And because you created such a strong impact in revealing yourself as a storm caller and not just a Page of Cups, they're having a hard time cutting cords with you. Okay, because of the emotional storm that happened in their life. Now, if that's not your story or it doesn't resonate with you or you don't want it to resonate with you, that's okay too. Interesting. Then in your energetic field, this could be a fear you have of your own power. And that when you really step into your power and you allow your power to be seen, you get hurt in some way. Okay? What do you want to say about that? The World. This could make you feel very isolated and alone. It could also feel like nobody really understands your motivations. Two of Pentacles. Exactly. And what do you want to say about that? Three of Wands. But you can't help who you are and the power that you have. You could try to suppress it, but ultimately it comes out. Ace of Wands. Yeah. Ultimately, you spark something. So what's the advice then here? Love that. Ace of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Find people who value this quality about you. Recognize it for what it is. And also get real comfortable with what you've achieved. Like, you've had achievements here based on this power that you have. Maybe you need to think about how you could repurpose it or use it in a different way. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to put some of these cards back in. There was also something coming through about a father for someone who's going through something difficult, and that's affecting you, or it's in your energy field. Four of Cups. They could feel like very apathetic about life. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. They could feel like they're, you know, like they're out of luck or nothing's coming up for them. They're possibly facing some kind of depression. King of Wands and the Lovers. Well, don't forget who you are, the storm caller. Perhaps you need to shake something up here for this person or with this person. We have the Hangman in reverse, and get them unstuck from something. Some of you, yeah, it's like you need to bring some energy into this relationship. Okay, maybe do something unpredictable to get them out of the funk or to show them something about themselves. Okay, so let's see. What are you desiring, group 2? Six of Pentacles and the Hangman. I feel like you already have this, though. This is showing me that you desire, like, ebb and flow, you know, like times where everything is chill and then times where things pick up. But I think that's already happening. Maybe it's just a matter of you recognizing it. Let's see. What is this? For what group 2 desires? Protection? I just feel like I gotta say, I think other people should be desiring protection from you. Okay. The Defender, Reflection, Spiraling Up, Power. You might want to watch group 1. These all came out for group 1. You don't need to defend who you are to anybody. Okay? Like, I'm talking to someone who's doing things for the highest good of all and not causing intentional harm. Okay? And I feel like people overall in your life have been very threatened by you, but they don't know why, because of the Page of Cups. Like, they sense the storm caller, but they see the Page of Cups. And that can cause all sorts of reactions with reflection, all sorts of projections. Getting them to recognize their own issues related to power, divine power, or maybe even egoic power. And I feel like Spirit is saying here with Spiraling Up, like you're ascending. You're gaining a new level of consciousness here. And defending your image, I'm hearing, to others, or your actions when you don't need to, is unnecessary, really. It's just kind of keeping you stuck in a place where you're giving away your power to other people's opinion of you. Seven of Swords, you see? And their opinion of you is not the truth. It's not the divine truth. And people do, group 1 kind of had this message. People say and do all kinds of shit to get you to believe lies about yourself. I mean, if they would just spend the energy focusing on themselves and unmasking the truth of who they are, I mean, my God, it would be so much better. But no, some people just want to convince you that you're someone who you're not. And there's no time. There's no time to defend yourself to these people, because they have a reason why they're projecting that onto you that is serving them, so they're not going to stop. Okay? Two of Cups. They want to see something in you that is within themselves. And so sometimes people see things in us that they don't like because they're trying to heal that part of themselves that they don't like. You know, it could be something like that. The world. Yeah. And being in those kinds of connections with those types of people is very lonely and isolating, because you're not really seen for who you are. You're just someone's reflection or projection or whatever. Okay? So, let's see your advice. Okay, we're starting with these cards. Let's see your advice. Group 2. Sickness. Wow. Let's see, what's this about? Sickness. 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Some of you are making yourself sick, metaphorically, or maybe actually. How do I say that? Well, it's cliche as hell, this saying, but it's like you really gotta... That's my stomach growling if you heard that. You really got to understand that rejection is for your protection. I know, but it is. It's catchy and it's true. And I am seeing like an ending here where you were rejected. Maybe in love, maybe in work, maybe as a kid. And it's in your subconscious with the 4 of Swords. Like, even when you're resting, it lingers. And ultimately, I feel like it pisses you off. That you weren't seen, that you weren't recognized, that you were rejected by whoever it is. And I feel like this gets you to call in the storm. It's tricky. And you may think that, how do I say that? Gets you to call in the storm. Maybe to alleviate, you feel like you're calling in a storm to alleviate some of this pain, but you're actually transmuting this rejection, and you need to keep working on transmuting it. By continuing to follow your passion and also allowing yourself to be unpredictable at times. Rejection, sickness. Sacred space. Carve out a little niche for your spiritual practice and make your home a retreat. Yeah, because the 4 of Swords is a very personal card. It's like nobody else is here but you, in your mind, in your thoughts, in your dream state. It's just you with you. And this should be a place that is sacred to you, where the awful, I'm hearing the awful pain of the past, of people's petty rejections, I'm hearing petty rejections, create disease or dis-ease within you. Dis-ease, let's go with that, create some kind of feeling sick. The Sage, the Mask, Summer. Okay, look, someone pretended here in your life to be very smart, to know everything, and they're not, and they didn't know everything. Awe and wonder, remembrance, the Child. What were your summers like when you were a child? Are they good memories? Are they bad memories? Is there a certain summer that sticks out to you? Maybe there's something there for you. It says there are many amazing things to come. I feel like Spirit wants you to keep your eye on the prize. When you call in the storm and you raise all that water up, what is it that you're looking for? What do you want to see? Because there are many things in the ocean. So choose carefully what it is that you want to see. And then go after it. I actually want to... Yeah, let's pull one of these cards here to close your reading out. I hope this helped you. Rejection's a bitch. You know, like actually experiencing it, but then, you know, like carrying that wound, which can happen like super, super early in our life. It's just so gnawing. Like it just gnaws at you. And it's just a shitty wound because who the hell are they? Anyways, right? Whoever rejected you is not better than you. We are all one. So ultimately, they rejected themselves at some level. Okay, cultivation. Neglected, it says. Nurtured. So nurture your heart right now and what you want to grow. Also work on healing some of these wounds that are still kind of in the background. And do it by creating something, cultivating something. I'll just share something because this is a yarrow plant flower. And I wanted to plant something in my garden, but I didn't know what to plant. And I was in the nursery. This was like 2 years ago now. Yeah. And I found yarrow and I didn't know much about it. I didn't know anything about it, but I just felt like intuitively, energetically connected with this plant. And I took it and I planted it in my garden, in my backyard, and it like thrived and it strived. And like now it's huge and I need to cut it back a little bit. But I found out after that yarrow is a plant that heals, like medicinally, but also metaphysically, I'm hearing, and metaphorically, it's a healing plant. And I feel like there's something, and it heals particular ailments that I needed help with too at the time. So there's something here that you can create and cultivate that brings you joy, but that also heals you. Sometimes we think we need to go into the dark, deep places to like heal ourselves, and that can be necessary. But other times we can actually create a lot of joy in our life, and that helps heal us too. And I feel like that's Spirit's guidance for you. All right, group 2. I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Group 3, those of you who chose the Undertow. I'm getting something about cleaning your windows. Maybe you need to clean your windows or something like that. Or maybe this is a metaphor. You need to be able to clear something out so you can see something. I don't know. Okay, let's get into your reading and see what Spirit has to say to you. I'm going to pull out some oracle cards and see what we get here. For group, did I say 2? Group 3. Ooh, we have creatress, creative, and then it says / uninspired. The Undertow. Something about a muse coming through. Maybe you do really well when you have a muse in your life. Let's see. Tell me more about this Undertow. Tell me more. Blessings, unaware and graceful. Unaware and graceful. Interesting contrast. That's an interesting polarity. Unaware and graceful. The Undertow does not sound like a graceful situation, right? Like we usually think of as an undertow as kind of chaotic and something that catches us unawares because like it takes us under. Let's keep going and see what we get. Tell me more. about the undertow. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Let's try that again. Tell me more about the undertow. This is a completely different deck. High tides. You may be feeling swamped, but the shore is within sight. Just keep swimming along. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's high tide and there's an undertow. Or maybe there's a fear of an undertow. If you just keep swimming along, maybe you'll get there, but then maybe the undertow will take you under. Something you're unaware of. High tides. Shore is within. Okay, so group 3, there is something that you're struggling with right now. Maybe it's creating a little bit of a weight on you, a burden, a work project, a relationship, something creative. I don't know. You could feel uninspired or you don't have the right solution. There is a creative solution for you and you don't see what that is exactly right now. Or maybe you're not giving it enough thought. Like you kind of have an idea of what you could do, but you're not really tending to that idea. If you're just trying to go with the flow with something, peace and love, there, peace and love, and be in a state of peace and love. Well, what's the guidance there? Greed and heartache in reverse. I feel like it's okay to upset the status quo and serve yourself first and do what's right for you. Okay? Because I feel like someone might be on the shore, metaphorically waving to you, asking you to come over, like, hey, can you come over here, help me out? Or like, I'm over here, pay attention to me. And so you're like, well, I want to keep the peace and the love, so I'll just swim over to them despite knowing that there's this undertow that could like take me out to sea. So you need to say to this person or this other energy, like, hold up. It's high tides right now. I don't think now's the right time to come crashing into shore just to meet you. Okay, this is all like, I don't know what this is related to. It doesn't have to be another person. It could be an aspect of yourself. But it feels like there's some pressure being put upon you. And it almost feels like someone's being a little bit greedy with your time and your energy, maybe even your affection. And they're not really considering what it feels like for you or how this might take you under or distract you from something you need to get done. And I feel like Spirit's saying you need to prioritize yourself. And perhaps how you do this does come through in a creative way. Let's get a little bit more Spirit on creative. Desire, the novice, and peace. Some of you, this seems kind of specific, but some of you could be trying to take a different approach than you usually do. Okay, you're like, well, I'm gonna just be peaceful about this situation, or I'm just gonna come with, you know, like chill vibes to kind of resolve the conflict or to make this person happy because that's what they desire. That's for not all of you, but that's for some of you. The Magician in reverse, but that's like that's giving them some kind of control that you shouldn't. It's not in alignment with who you are. Okay, that's one possibility. Now let's see the other thing I'm picking up on. The Secret. The Reflection, the Moon in reverse, otherworldly, passion, the secret. Yeah, there's like a secret solution, secret sauce, something that you are not paying enough attention to or not cultivating enough or not giving yourself enough credit for that could really help you. Could really help you do what now? Really help you do what? Weaver, Reincarnation, and Guardian could really help you complete your mission here in this lifetime. Weave together your path. And also release the need for, how how do I say that? It's like maybe you feel like you always need divine protection, and if you pay more attention to your secret sauce and your passions and your creations, even if they like create a distance between you and someone else, then you won't rely on something so-called external to yourself to protect you. You'll rely solely on yourself, like your own energy, your own karma, to protect you, which it will, and it already does. This is an interesting reading. There's lots of possibilities here too. And I think that's part of the message. Right now you're in a place where there are a lot of possibilities. So what is the thing that group 3 should move away from and resist? We have overcoming obstacles. See, it's like you're focused on love, peace, overcoming the obstacle. Like kind of, it's not making, well, maybe it is for some of you, making someone else happy. Or it's like, I'm just going to temper myself. I'm going to put these like anger management lessons into action now. And it's just not working. Okay, now I'm not saying you need to lash out at anyone, but that's what came through that example. It's kind of like whatever you're doing is trying to like put a lid on a boiling pot, and it just keeps bubbling and bubbling. The lid's like shaking, and it's like you can't keep the lid on it. And if every time you try to put the lid back on this bubbling, boiling pot of water, you burn yourself. Whoa. The Sage in reverse. Yeah, it's like you are smart, you are wise, you don't need to act like you're not or pretend you're not, or accept that anybody else thinks you're not. I don't know what this is, what's happening with you, but I feel like there's something you need to, the sun and flying, really follow it's like your passion or your call. Follow your call. Some of you have a relationship and it's like the other person constantly is trying to make you prioritize this relationship above all else. Protection. You got to protect your creativity and your path. And stand up for yourself here. Spiraling up. Like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, entanglement. There's definitely another energy here that's demanding of your time and attention in a way that's not allowing you to see a creative solution or not foster your creativity. If somebody really cares about you, they'll want you to grow and expand and put time into your passions. They'll want that for you because it makes you happy and it makes you who you are. Okay? And if they're making you feel guilty about spending time with yourself or on yourself or going back to school or whatever it is you want to do, opening up your new business, whatever, right? Like, then you got to ask, like, who is it that they want? Because it's not you. Because you want to follow your passions. Okay? Specific message. The sunset. Embrace change. For some of you, something is coming to an end, or a chapter in your relationship is coming to an end. This could be any kind of relationship. And it could feel like you're about to go into, like, swept into an undertow, something that you can't control. I'm hearing, but this is where your power lies. What else? Protection again. Spirit will protect you and your path as long as you also protect it. If you show Spirit you don't care, anybody can come on in and take what you got and trample all over your passions and desires and be the boss of your life, Spirit's gonna be like, all right, well, there's only so much we can do here. They have free will. So when you start protecting yourself and believing in making things happen for yourself, squaring the circle, that's when you can really see the divine protection around you, because you're co-creating with Spirit. I actually want to take a look at squaring the circle. Maybe we'll get something more out of this here. Creative solution, right? Celestial messengers, we shall wander in immensity, and the stars will be our gleaming ships. In alchemy, the metaphor of squaring the circle relates to mastery over our inner and outer operations. Understanding the correspondences in nature and in mathematics, the master alchemist can see the relationship between that which is above and that which is below, that which is within and that which is without. Yeah, I feel like all of these readings kind of have a thread through them, like different aspects of yourself maybe. They are able to see the significance of the changing seasons, the wisdom of the differences of the elements, and the intelligence in the directions. Becoming one with the four, their vision is whole, as all transitions of time are fully appreciated. What I feel like Spirit is saying here is that you can't disregard one of the four directions or the four elements just to make sure the other three are going well for you or going well for someone else. You know, it's like, oh, I'll just give up the cup energy so I can maintain this pentacle. That's not how wholeness and integration and ascension really work. The magician has to use all the tools on the table. You know, often in tarot land, it gets said that the magician is choosing. Oh, here you are choosing which element you're going to use. Okay, sure, you can do that for some time, but the manifestation that you create will not be as powerful as it would if you chose to work with and use all the elements. In other words, fulfill all areas of your life and attend to all aspects of who you are and what you want in this lifetime for yourself. Okay, it says something about doing a breathing meditation could be useful for you. And really thinking about working with all of the elements, like as a metaphor. Where in your life is sword energy lacking? Communication, logic, maybe writing, thinking, intellect, fire, and maybe it's not. Maybe that's the strong part, right? But which element is like the one that is getting shafted because of this connection to someone else or someone else's desire for you to be a certain way? What about your passion, your wand energy, your spiritual growth, or maybe even your sexuality? Pentacle, money, security, health. And then cups, love, intuition, imagination, creativity. So you figure out what that is. And if everything is working together, then I don't think this one's your reading. Okay? And I think there is also a creative solution to bring all of these aspects of you together in harmony. But you kind of need to be out at sea for a little bit to find out how you're going to make that work for yourself. Because if you try to swim to shore now, you're just going to get sucked back into this feeling of like, oh, this isn't like true to who I am. This isn't really what I want. The Magician and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're holding back your magic. Or maybe there's a risk of doing it, you know? It's could not be happening yet. There could be someone appearing on, you're out there in the ocean, chilling, bobbing in the waves. You know, it's high tide, there's an undertow, you're not going to swim to shore for a bit. And then someone comes out that in the future that you don't know yet. So it's like, hey, group 3, want to come have a picnic? And you're like, oh man, I've been out here for a while, just bobbing on the waves. Maybe I should go join this person. They're like, yes, come, come join me. I know, but this is really the energy. I have something to give you, some security, some stability, some commitment, some wisdom. Is it worth the risk? Because you were already out there doing something. Interesting. Now, you got to use your discernment with this message, because our lives are complicated and there's many people in our lives. So if this message doesn't feel right or it doesn't make sense to you, then it's just not your message. Ace of Wands. This is what's missing, maybe, or what you need to pay more attention to. That's your energetic signature. Full of creativity, full of passion, full of fire, desire. Well, no wonder someone's calling you in to shore. You are their Ace of Wands. You are their inspiration. The Sun, yes. Yes. Do you know that? Do you recognize that? 9 of Wands for your beliefs. Yeah, there's like something in your energy where you're like, I just got to persevere. I just got to push through it. I just got to go through the undertow. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. It will be okay. I can do all of it. And you can do all of it, but not this way. And it might feel like it's going to be rougher, harder, and you might have to exert more energy in order to continue cultivating whatever it is that you're creating in your life. But I feel like this is not true, actually. I feel like this path is actually a lot smoother. You know, we're always worried about something being worse before we make a decision to go forward with it. Always. Unless we have something clearly laid out. But if it's a risk we're taking, like, I got to move, I got to break up with this person, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, well, what if it's worse on the other side? But there's a reason why you're thinking about that and wanting to do that. And it will get easier on the other side. The anchor and the stranger and the universe. See, like, you moving with your passion and fueling and feeding yourself and your own desires is your anchor. This is what stops you from getting sucked into the undertow. And this part of you that says, I'm going to anchor into my creativity, to my blessings, even if it makes someone else upset or angry or, creates a rift in some way, it might be a strange experience for you. It might be something new for you to do. Now, on the other hand, these 2 cards could also be saying here that this person, and I did say it could be someone new that you don't know yet, like popping up, the stranger, could be trying to anchor you to shore rather than you exploring intuitively, creatively, the universe. Step out. Yeah, there's a much bigger world waiting for you in your heart. let's see what you're desiring. Now I'm really curious. What are you desiring? What are you desiring? Queen of Pentacles. Well, there's the protection again. But this is like fulfilling yourself. Yeah. This is like, I don't know, you're an artist, you're a creator, you're an inventor. You got a mission, you got a goal. And you know that that's what you need to head to. Like, you heading towards that is your protection. Because when you're on your path, you're protected. Tell me more. Knight of Cups. I'm also seeing a desire here to connect with someone. We had this, I think, in group 2. To connect with someone who sees you for who you really are. And all of your wildness and possibilities, and exuberance and weirdness, okay? And loves that about you, doesn't try to tame you, control you. And you're also desiring like an opportunity here. What's the opportunity? I'm hearing a heartfelt opportunity to shine, to really ignite that fire within you. To live. Your desire is to live, like a fulfilling life full of vitality and growth. The minute we stop growing is the minute we no longer really live anymore. And I feel like maybe you've hit a little wall here with someone or something. And it's time to get creative again. Yeah, look at this. Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the 5 Pentacles. Like, this ain't it. It can be if you want, but your soul's going to be fighting you the entire way, reminding you that there's something bigger and better to attend to here for you. We have 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the King of Swords. What? Who is this? This is showing me, it could be an aspect of yourself, but there's a real fear here about somebody else's opinion or maybe your own logic. Like, hey, that's not logical, Andy. I can't just like go out to sea and create whatever I want and just hope everything's going to work out. Like, I got bills to pay. Yes, it's good to use your logic and everything, but where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a divine will, there's a way. Creative solution. Okay, you're more creative than that to talk yourself out of something. Now, for some of you, this could be someone else that you're really fearing. And Winter. Truth. You've seen this person's true colors. And you got to ask yourself, is that the palette that you want to paint the rest of your life with? Okay. Advice, guidance for group 3. Page of Cups. 4 of Wands. Oh, there's so much good stuff here. 4 of Pentacles. If you're thinking about going and leaving and doing something, for someone here, you might not want to like reveal all of your plans. Okay? Especially if you're scared of someone, you know, you need to create a plan. But on the other side here is really this new vitality. It's this spark of joy in life and feeling like everything's possible and that you are protected and there's something to celebrate and there's stability here. So yeah, it looks like it's challenged. It's a little bit of a battle with your inner fears and maybe with someone else. But Spirit keeps telling me that you're protected and that there will be something to celebrate. And I feel like the path gets a lot easier once you decide to really follow through with what your soul truly wants to do. And for some of you, this other person on the shore could just be you, okay? Could just be a part of you. An overly critical part, a scared part of you. You know, an authoritative figure part of you. I don't know. So if it doesn't sound like someone else or no one new comes up in the next 3 months, then maybe it's you with yourself. And that's a good thing. Because you can... Seven of Pentacles. You can listen to what that part of yourself is really fearful of, and then reassure it that you got this. The Moon and the Two of Pentacles. Even if you don't know exactly where you're going or what you're doing, you know how. Hold on, let me get the last word. You know how to see things creatively and differently. All right, group 3. That is what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.